Live from O'Rourke's Public House, welcome to the Mike Brey Radio Show. The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by the experts at TireRack.com, and also brought to you by Vivid Seats, First Source Bank, St. Joseph Health System, West Bend Insurance, Nissan, South Bend Orthopedics, IBEW Nika, and Papa John's. Also sponsoring tonight's show, LaGrange Country Dodge, Four Winds South Bend, Gulfstream Coach, and Troyer Carpets. Now let's go live to O'Rourke's Public House for the Mike Brey Radio Show with your host, Jack Nolan.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. We have a very nice crowd here on hand tonight. I already let them know you and I talked today. We feel a little guilty having the show with the number one women's Irish team taking on second-ranked Louisville. We're going to work on that for coming seasons, but we've got a nice grouping of fans here and really a lot to talk about a young basketball team that's had a lot of adversity. I read my notes from last year. I think you missed 35 games from starters last year. Yep. And with the two injuries you already have, you're going to exceed that total again this year. You didn't expect to lose two key guys. Yeah. But it's providing a lot of opportunity.
It is. And I'm glad you brought up, one of the things we talked about today is making this radio show maybe float on different days. Yes. So we're not running up against, we all should be over cheering on our gals tonight, and I'd be there, and we'll do a better job of that next year. We want to all be in that. We're all in this together. Having said that, here we go, and we've had the bye week, and you're right. We've lost some bodies again. It's been kind of a 2-year run now where we haven't had the best of karma on the injury front. I'm a firm believer in the law of averages.
I was thinking about that today, and you've proven to be correct because I talked to some of your guys. Before you won the ACC championship, you lost Jaron. You had a lot of bad breaks that year, lost a lot of tough games, then you turn around and win the ACC.
Yeah, you just kind of ride it out, man, and when you're healthy and you're playing well and all your bodies are available, you light a candle every day and you're thankful, and you try not to practice too long, and when you're banged up, you try and just get through it and change it. Now, it has, as you said, Jack, it has provided a lot of opportunity for a lot of different guys that are in the midst of developing. And this development is going to be over 2 years. Very rarely, maybe never in college basketball do you have a whole team return. And we will have our whole team return with Rex Pflueger returning from the knee injury. Actually, his surgery is tomorrow. So you're thinking certainly, hey, man, we want to still play for an NCAA tournament bid this year, and we're going to scratch and claw. But you also think, for me, I think big picture sometimes too, and who will be this group, and how do we play guys? And you're thinking down the road past this season sometimes too. I've never done that. I've never been in that position here. This is very new for me. It's been new. I'm learning as we go how to think like that, how to coach like that. I love this group. They're young. They want to be coached. So anyways, a bunch of our younger players are getting unbelievable experience. It just so happens to be against the best competition in the United States.
This is not the league you want to be feeling your way and experimenting and figuring things out. But, I've been telling people even when you're coaching, I'm calling the game, now you're up to like mid-December in the normal process with some injuries and figuring things out. But next year, you're going to come into the season with almost all of the questions already answered about what people can do and who fits where. Now there's the natural development, there's the work in the weight room, how quickly Rex comes back, or when they go in tomorrow to that knee, how severe is it, what is the repair. But you are going to come in, maybe for the first time you're going to be the first time that you'll have to take that first test of the semester where you've got 95% of the answers.
Well, it's interesting you put it like that, because I can remember the first week of practice before we left for the Bahamas, and we've got freshmen involved, and DJ Harvey and Prentice Hub weren't even cleared to come back, two of our starters. And I'm watching every day, and even the 3 games in the Bahamas, we're kind of winging it, and I don't even, we got some guys playing time, but I don't know
You're not sure what good you got out of it.
I don't know what we got out of that. In hindsight, was it best to do it then? And again, I think for our young guys, they got to play and got to feel our practice routine. But, we were a long way from kind of understanding who we are, and you're right. I mean, actually your summer practices will be interesting as you'll have everybody back except Rex, and then the fall will be different. So in the midst of it, I mentioned to the media today, we won 3 in a row to start the league last year, then we lost 7 in a row. And we were dead in the water, and we were not supposedly on the mat, no shot at coming back. You're done, you're dead. And we somehow made a way to get in the bracket.
You were in it for 2-3 hours on Sunday.
We got in the bracket for a day, and we made a little run. And so you just got to keep playing and keep swinging and play these regular season games out in this league and see what happens. And I know for a fact our young guys will be different in 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. They're going to be different on the back end of this schedule.
They're different week to week.
They are
game to game.
They're different day to day. There's no question about it. We're seeing different stuff. So, that's who we are. And what's been great? Our fans have been awesome. They have hung in there with us, and I think they've enjoyed watching these young guys develop and understand sometimes, it's been a 22-year-old on the other team against an 18-year-old on our team. And some days those matchups, at least in the first 2 league games, those matchups took advantage of us. Maybe we'll be better at that on Saturday or next week.
I'm from a town, Boston, where the fans like to pride themselves on being smart baseball fans, smart basketball fans. I think your basketball fans are pretty smart because they can recognize improvement. They also recognize poor play, and sometimes they let you hear about that as well.
No question.
But they see what's happened. They know there's nothing you can do about injuries. We did get a question asked last week, is there any way they can add to the roster? Well, not really, not in college. You can't go out and trade for somebody, and more walk-ons really don't help you that much.
Right.
So they recognize the situation that you're in, but I don't even think you have to be a great basketball fan. You just have to pay attention right now to see how fast a lot of these guys are coming along. I honestly believe you're ahead of where I thought you would be at this point in terms of development. I didn't add in losing the glue guy who does everything for you, Rex Pflueger, and losing the first freshman to start the first game of the season in Robbie Carmody in 16 years. Those are huge blows for any team.
Yeah, those hurt. There's no question. Those have hurt us. And you just kind of you had to hit the reset button again, and kind of go back to work and do it. And we're doing it, and
but that's hard with a veteran team.
Yeah.
It's really hard with
young guys,
6 newcomers.
Yeah, it is a little different to the point where, one of the things we've considered in the last week, and maybe we have to consider over the next still 2 weeks, is do we activate Chris Doherty? Do we have to activate him? And, you can redshirt a guy anytime. You don't have to just redshirt him his freshman year. And he has been really good in practice and active and flying around. And I don't think I want to do that on Saturday. But, you're still kind of reading this situation and seeing where you are in that.
Well, and we did the TV show. This is your media day every week.
Yeah.
We tape his TV show in the morning. We do the radio show at night. And you almost came across the table at me today going, now, wait a second. Our goal is to get to the NCAA tournament. So as much as we talk about your project, I don't want people to get the impression that we've written this year off. This is just a prep year. These are exhibition games. Absolutely not.
No, we want to keep playing for this thing. We got we had 9 teams in the tournament last year. We would have been number 10. I think we're going to get 9 or 10 teams in again.
With your schedule, there's plenty of power to pick up there.
There's opportunities in our league. And, again, I just go back to we were 3-7, and we were picking off a couple quietly in early February. And everybody said, well, not really. Then all of a sudden now it's the net. Your RPI numbers are starting to climb a little, and you have a quality win. And, you beat Virginia Tech, who was an NCAA tournament team in the last year in Brooklyn, coming back from 21 down. We're in. We were in. Bonzi was back at the time, and we were in until the Davidson upset. So I told the media today, last year we played 21 ACC games when you count the tournament. We went 10-11, and we're right there on that bubble. Syracuse got in at 8-10 last year. And so, there's a lot of power on the schedule. but you got to be good to beat them. And we're going to have to be really good to beat Boston College on Saturday.
And you got in 7-11 at the end of the regular season in conference play, which is a threshold people thought would keep you out, which shows you the power of the league and what you can do in the tournament. Just winning those first couple games raises your RPI now, your net, because the league's so darn good.
The league's good. So no, we want to get back to that thing. We've made it pretty much an annual habit to show up on that board on Selection Sunday. Disappointing last year. We're going to try and get back in that thing this year, and I know that's what our young guys want. That's all they grew up watching is us playing in the NCAA tournament.
When we come back, we'll talk about the process that Rex Pflueger and Coach Brey went through to come to the decision that he'll come back next year. We'll also talk about a very special game Saturday, and not just the renewal of the rivalry with Boston College that Notre Dame needs to win again for its 12th straight win over the Eagles, which will not be easy, but a special honoree on Saturday, the newest inductee into the Notre Dame Ring of Honor. We'll get to both those topics right after this first time out. The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends at TireRack.com.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold-out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
At St. Joseph Health System, every hand held, every story told, every tear shed, smile shared, and spirit lifted stays in our hearts forever. We're blessed because every day we get to make a difference in people's lives. To learn more, visit sjmed.com. St. Joseph Health System. We are called to care for you.
Irish fans, experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell your tickets. Vivid Seats helps you see more and sit closer all season long at vividseats.com/UND. Well, you got a new assistant coach. His name is Rex Pflueger. He has spent most of the time since he injured himself with the team. He went home dealing with a lot of stuff at home. He's back now, has his surgery tomorrow. Hopefully the damage is as minimal as possible when they get in there. But talk about the process that you thought you were going to put it off till the end of the year, but it just came together really quickly.
Yeah, I think, we talked about before we left, talk about it over Christmas with your family, and he had some good quality time and actually stayed home a little bit longer just to kind of be supportive of his mother as she's in a battle, obviously, with this cancer situation. And, he came back right before the Syracuse game, and we were talking, and he said, Coach, he said, talked about it with my family. He said, I'd love to come back. I think I have unfinished business here. And I said, you know what? I agree. You do have unfinished business. We'd love to. You need to come back. And I don't we'll figure playing time out and roles and all that stuff out later. You need to be back here. So he'll come back. He'll be in that graduate business master's program that Tim Abramitis and Joey Brooks were in. As you said,
which is challenging. It's not the easy way out. He's going to take a lot of clay. He'll be working his butt off.
It's a real deal. It's a real deal. And you know, with him, as his mom is in a battle and will be for a while here, my feeling is he needs to be with us and with me and with his teammates. And so we're a great support system for him. He is an unbelievable captain, an unbelievable leader. And I'm thrilled he'll be back. And he's an unbelievable winner. He's been a big-time winner for us. What's sad is he was playing his best basketball when he got hurt. At UCLA and Purdue were his best games of his career. So I hope we can pick up on that when he comes back. But I'm thrilled that he'll be back. He's a veteran. He's at practice every day. Sometimes during practice I'll go over and sit next to him and go, what do you see? What do you think? He's got some great insights, and we'll continue to do that the rest of the year.
And he's also going to join us beginning next week to be the co-host of this show.
We'll get him out here.
Along with Coach and I. His mom and dad used to always come to the show. Russ, in fact, is here to be with Rex, his dad, for the surgery tomorrow. Russ's mom died a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the Pflueger family has just been through so much right now, and they're just great people. So we're glad they're part of the family, and we'll let Rex give more details. There is a Caring Bridge site, though, for Rex's mom, Rebecca, if you want to follow that and send them your best wishes. But Rex will be joining us next week. I want to read a list of names here that should be familiar to all of you. Austin Carr, Adrian Dantley, Collis Jones, Sid Catlett, Don Duck Williams, Edward Monk Malloy, Tracy Jackson, Monty Williams, Tom Sluby, Jaron Grant, Eric Atkins, DJ Harvey, Prentice Hub, Rod Balanis, Mike Brey, and on Saturday, Bob Whitmore, the first player to come down the D.C. pipeline to Notre Dame, will be inducted into the Notre Dame Ring of Honor.
Very special weekend and day for us on Saturday. Bob will get to town tomorrow. He'll be at our practice tomorrow afternoon, where one of our traditions is to award. There's some footage of Bob there. Look at him. We always present a ring to the Ring of Honor inductee, which is Bob this year. Bob jumped center against Lou Alcindor in the first game in the Joyce Center 50 years ago. How about that? It's all come full circle, and so he will be here. And you know what's really very cool is Morgan Wooten, who coached Bob, and I was so fortunate to play for. He will be here as well, and a lot of Bob's teammates will be here. Bob Whitmore's numbers are, you don't get into Ring of Honor unless you were a great player, and the numbers are quite scary when it's 48.
He graduated as the third all-time leading scorer with 1,580 points, and the second leading rebounder with 1,043. That is still fifth all-time, and he only played 3 years. They didn't get to play 4, only played 3. He's 25th right now on the scoring list, but 17 of the players in front of him got to play 4 years.
They played 4 years.
So it's just remarkably. It's the sixth player at Notre Dame to grab 1,000 rebounds. He had 6 20-20 games.
6 20-20 games. So, you know, the numbers are the numbers. But when you talk about an ambassador for this university and program, law school student graduate, was on Digger's staff the year they knocked off UCLA. He was a grad assistant, a mentor to young players on the staff. Just one of the all-time class acts in the history of our program. And when we announced that he was going to be inducted, it was unanimous. I always get emails because we have a lot of guys that are deserving of the Ring of Honor that could get up in the Ring of Honor and go to the Ring of Honor. But when we put Bob in there, I don't know how many former guys said, man, that's a great choice, and I'm not even going to argue with you on this one, Mike. He's very fitting. So excited to have him around tomorrow, induct him at halftime. We'll do a little reception. You talked about the Washington, D.C. thing, and I certainly, all those guys that came out to Notre Dame back in the 70s and 80s, I was a young guy in D.C. watching them play. Those were my idols in the Washington, D.C. I read about them in the Washington Post every day. I couldn't watch them on the internet. There was,
No,
couldn't
not
watch
then.
them in the internet, but,
Well, they were on TVS every weekend.
TBS, yeah, local guys. So and of course it's neat to have DJ Harvey and Prentice here, two DC guys currently in our starting lineup. So be a great day.
So again, Bob Whitmore, the first player, he paved the way on the DC pipeline, and you just kind of touched on it, but I guess without the DC pipeline, is Mike Brey in his 19th year as the head coach?
There's no way. I never come out here, and you know what? Notre Dame does not enjoy the basketball success it's had in the last 50 years without guys from Washington, D.C. There's no question. Now,
Notre Dame's probably not in the ACC right now.
Not in the ACC and not, all the NCAA tournament appearances. Franny Collins is a name I have to bring up, God rest his soul, and his son will be here. Franny was kind of the bird dog when that was legal back then, and was a friend of Johnny D's and was involved with the recruitment of all the DC guys until the rules changed and boosters
He actually ran interference on Dean Smith at Carolina to make sure that Austin Carr got to Notre Dame. Dean was in town to visit, and somehow Dean just never got to see Austin. Couldn't find him.
Happened to be in Franny's basement all night. Couldn't find him. And there are many stories about Franny. But you're right. The Washington, D.C. thing has been cool. We've kind of got it going again, which was always a goal of mine when I got out here. Coach, we got to go back. We got to get the D.C. guys going again. And it's been neat to do that. And again, every year we recruit that area hard.
So if you're going out, cheer Bob Whitmore. Bob is enthusiastic to be here. He's got some health things. He's not going to speak. He'll be on the sidelines on Saturday. And so just stand up and cheer a guy that deserves it. It was about 10 years ago the double-double became a hot stat. I don't remember making as big a deal out of double-doubles before that. Bob Whitmore is still third on Notre Dame's all-time double-double list. He had 43 double-doubles in 3 seasons when you played a whole lot less games as well.
No, it's it's staggering. It's staggering. And again, a great player, great man. You mentioned I am thankful that we're getting him up because he has battled some major health stuff. And so we're going to get him and Coach Wooten out here, and it'll be a really neat day. Now,
a couple of legends. I've had the chance to meet Coach Wooten a couple of times. I got a message once, can you come down to the bar? I said, well, Coach Wooten wants to meet you. I said, me? Because he listens to Mike's games on the radio. And he told me he thought I knew the game. And that's the highest compliment about basketball that I have ever received. He loves you. He's still sharp as – what is he? He's approaching 90.
He's 86. He's 86, sharp as heck. And he'll be telling some great stories all weekend. And then, tomorrow for me, I'll probably have goosebumps at practice. I'll come out, and Bob Whitmore and Morgan Wooten will be there watching our practice, and that'll be very powerful for me.
And Morgan's the driving force behind the McDonald's All-America program.
He is the chair of the selection committee. Kind of got the McDonald's game going, and still very active in it. His son does a lot now, but just a very, very powerful weekend with some special guys back in town.
All right, folks, our question segment, our audience questions for Coach Brey coming up right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show live from O'Rourke's Public House.
Hut, hike. You don't have to rush 100 yards for refills or snacks when you join us for our football watch parties on Saturdays at Kankakee Grill at Four Winds South Bend. Enjoy food and drink features while watching your favorite South Bend college football games. And experience every flag, dash, sack, and touchdown this season at Kankakee Grill. We've got every game, every Sunday. It's football, food, and fun at Four Winds Casino, South Bend.
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments, and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee, or visit GulfstreamCoach.com. Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing, and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Get ready to get your game on. Saturday, February 23rd, one-day bus trip is traveling to Firekeepers Casino in Battle Creek, Michigan. Firekeepers Casino will be giving away brand new cars every 2 hours while we're there, so you won't want to miss this opportunity. $50 includes round-trip transportation by Cardinal buses, $20 in free slot play, and $5 to use towards food and drink. Get ready, get set, get your Vegas on. February 23rd to Firekeepers Casino. Go to onedaybustrip.com to get your tickets to Firekeepers Casino.
Okay, let's settle down. Since today is career day, stand up and tell the class what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a pilot,
soccer player, fireman,
a judge.
Kids dream big. As a parent, you can protect those dreams by keeping your kids healthy well into adulthood. If your son or daughter is 11 or 12 years old, the American Cancer Society recommends giving them the HPV vaccine to help protect them from 6 types of HPV cancers later in life. To learn more, visit cancer.org/dreambig.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends at TireRack.com. Dane Goodwin, our player guest here, but right now we'd like to get to our questions from the audience. We've got some good ones. Trevor from South Bend has asked 3. Trevor, you get 1, but we'll save the other ones. Thank you. I like this one. Coach, where is the thin line between being a laid-back coach and being an overly aggressive coach? And was there a moment where it clicked for you?
Well, I mean, I'm as competitive as anybody, and you know, I think my game demeanor is calculated in that you're trying to stay poised and stay calm for your guys and be able to think and not be distracted yelling at officials. And you know, we don't want to yell at our players. But in practice, as you've witnessed, there's days when you kind of got to light it up a little bit and you get excited. And
guys are removed from the practice floor.
You know, you pick your spots that way. But I've just found, you know, when guys can play with a free mind, and we get kids that want to do well and they're going to play hard and they have high expectations for themselves, they don't need to be reminded in public in front of everybody on ESPN when they make a mistake. They're usually really hard on themselves, and I have found that I've had to more pick guys up.
You recruit that. Guys that take responsibility and beat themselves up.
Yeah, beat them. Get on to the next play. Relax. And now inside, when I'm doing that and I look really poised, a lot of times inside I'm tied up in knots. But, you know, just outwardly, I think we're good. Let's keep playing. And especially with this particular team, you know, as we're growing and trying to get confident, I think to really teach and encourage is really a main role for me and my staff.
You are very respected by the officials. You respect the officials. There's always a few relationships that don't go as well as you want to, but I've seen a number of times when there are times when it's good for the coach to get a technical. And you were trying everything you can to get a technical, and the officials respect you so much, they won't give you a technical.
Sometimes when you're in the league as long as I have, and you appreciate guys come up, so Mike, always like working your games, because I'm not riding them. And, again, we have guys that really work at it, and you may remind them subtly when they run by if you feel they missed one. But you're right. There's been times where I've tried to get them, and they turn their back on me. And
have you ever said, give me a tee. I'm going to kick the table. Just give me a tee.
I've had guys tell me when I say that, like, I'm not going to do it, Mike. I'm not going to do it. And sometimes, I think maybe one time I stood out on the court, then they had to give it to me. So I'm not a big believer in a technical firing up your team. That is not
worked in Pittsburgh a few years ago.
It did work there.
Yep.
It did work there. And I wanted to be thrown out of that game because it looked like we were going to get beat by 30, and the whole thing changed that
there's
night.
Some great bars around the beach.
I was going to go down the street to a place in Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden we came back and won it.
Would have been a good place.
I had guys text me, great strategy last night getting a technical. I go, I was trying to get out of here because they were going to beat us by 30. So anyway, and you know, you tell your guys, I got to practice what I preach. I tell our guys to not be distracted with officiating and not react to officiating. And so if I'm doing that, you know, they're going to do that, and you just get on to the next play. And, you know, one of the things that I've loved, I've had many officials through the years come up to me and say, we love doing your games because we love officiating your guys. They're classy guys. We can talk to them. They'll listen to us. They don't overreact. They're poised. And I tell our guys that. Like, part of working the officials is that. Being good with them. And they want to get to know Bonzie Colson this year. They want to get to know Johnny Mooney. Like, use some personality.
And they want to get it right.
Yeah, use some personality with these guys. That's all part of the game. Don't question or embarrass them or gyrate, when you think there was a bad call. And so, I think overall our young guys really understand that and just play. But I've got to practice what I preach.
Well, you and I never talked about this, but he's not reffing anymore, but the old Big East official, Tim Higgins.
Timmy Higgins.
He wanted to be friends, and if you weren't nice to Tim Higgins, that whistle started blowing a lot.
Yeah, old Timmy. Now, don't push him, and there were many of them. And again, we've got to really, the ACC officials do more NCAA tournaments and Final Fours than any other league. We've got the best officials. Now, I know they have their moments and their nights, and I've had many officials come up to me and say, I screwed that one up. I missed that one.
That's
the really good officials will tell you that. I mean, I've had guys call me in the league office call me after we've had game-changing calls. Now, those are hard to take, like, well, God, I wish you would have got it right yesterday, but at least there's some responsibility there. And so, again, I don't have the energy to fight with officials. When you look at the league I'm dealing with and I'm trying to develop a young team, I don't have any energy to be distracted by refs.
Katie Williams is here. Big fans from Granger. How excited are you, Coach, about Rex coming back? I know I'm excited.
Well, Katie is one of our diehards, man, no question. It's great seeing her and Dad here tonight, and I'm very excited about Rex coming back. I'm excited that we didn't pass the threshold because I thought we played him too many games and we were going to have to get a waiver and all that. And he was fine at 10 games. 10 games was right on the number, and he should be allowed to come back. And I would bet this. Because of the way he works, I bet his rehab will be quicker than most people with an ACL.
Season ticket holder Renee Buell's here from Michigan City with a Rex question. Do you change your recruiting style knowing that Rex is returning?
Well, we didn't. It's interesting. We've got two guys right now redshirted. So those are almost like
recruits.
They're who we signed. We have one to give. If Rex comes back now and everybody else comes back, we only have one scholarship to give. I don't think we want a high school player unless it's a phenom, right? We don't just want to add a guy. I think we have good young guards. The thing that we could maybe take is a big transfer, like Juwan, who would sit a year, and then Mooney leaves and some guys leave, and then he gets eligible in that type of thing. But if you have everybody back and only one to give, and I don't know where you don't force anything. In other words,
Austin Gall's here from Wakarusa. This is a good question, Coach. We are starting to see smaller schools hang in with the bigger schools. Do you think college basketball is the most competitive it has ever been?
I really do, and I mean, when you have good guards at any level. And there are many mid-majors that have good guards who can handle the ball and make shots and control a tempo. You can beat anybody. And, so it is – there's not much of a difference anymore. There really isn't. And that's why I'm uptight. Every mid-major team we play at home, I think, can beat us. I don't take any of them for granted. Obviously, Radford did get us. I mean, Coppin State, we had to escape. So it's just if you have good guards who can make shots and know how to play, and they're old. A lot of the mid-majors get to that rotation that we've been in for 18 years until this year, where they're juniors and seniors, and they're hard to play against because they know how to play.
Cody Ashley's here from Bourbon. By the way, Cody, we used one of the questions you submitted a few weeks ago on the TV show today, so make sure
that's right.
We watch Inside Notre Dame Basketball.
He's another diehard for us.
First airings are Saturday at 6:30 and noon, so hopefully watch the 6:30 one because at noon we'll be rather busy with the BC game. Coach, did you like any of the rules changes for the NIT last year?
I did. I like the idea of if you call timeout, you could advance the ball to the front court, with at the end of the game. And like the NBA, there's side out of bounds situations where you can do some stuff. I didn't like the quarters.
I hated the quarters, especially for you.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it resets the fouls and you don't get to the line.
We want to get to the bonus. And you know, I know everybody plays quarters, but men's college basketball, but it's kind of who we are. It's kind of what we do. You know, I'm a 20-minute half guy, and but I do think the quarters are going to have momentum in the coming years. That could change.
Season ticket holder out of Mishawaka, Mark Krasinski. I hope I said that correctly. If not, correct me after the show. Coach, with the ACC going to a 20-game league schedule, how will this affect scheduling in the near future, particularly the Crossroads Classic?
Well, the Crossroads Classic is we're under contract to 2022 with the Crossroads Classic. 20 league games is a heck of a thing to bite off when you think about the league we're in or the Big Ten. I think it's going to be interesting after 2022 how Purdue, Notre Dame, and Indiana feel about staying with the Crossroads. I think it's been a heck of a thing. It's been sold out. It's been a great atmosphere. We're 4-4 in that thing, and I've loved it. But is it strategically best for everybody? Because we've started a home-and-home with UCLA. We'd like to start one with Georgetown when UCLA ends because we need to get back in D.C. You're always going to play a Big Ten team in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. That will not go away. So you've got one. We got one. So,
and you're a national school. You want to get out.
Yeah, I don't want to get locked into the Big Ten all the time. That's why we're UCLA, Georgetown. We're out here in the Big Ten footprint. We play the ACC Big Ten Challenge, and we play Purdue or Indiana every year. So, you know, I don't want to get locked into playing. Everybody in the Big Ten wants to play. Hey, it'd be great. Play us. Like, we need to spread this thing out a little bit. We may go play at Kansas one day. We may go home with Kentucky or play Kentucky. You know, we need flexibility, especially go back to play Villanova, go back to St. John's and play in the Garden.
Marquette would like to play.
Yeah, they would love to. So, you just we need flexibility, and 20 league games kind of, locks it in a little bit. So it's going to be interesting over time what happens with the Crossroads.
Also be interesting to see the dynamics on records and schedule. Everybody is putting their team together in November, and now you start your season with a road ACC game.
And, that was actually my suggestion at the ACC meetings, and right now I'm kicking myself for saying that 2 years ago. We start this new ACC network in August, and we're going to the 20-game league schedule, so we had to play some games before Christmas. And one of the things I suggested was, why doesn't the best league in America play the first week of the season in November, right out of the gate? And
it's a good idea, Mike.
It was interesting.
And you're going on the road.
4 guys in the room said, I love it, and about 8 guys in the room, coaches said, oh, no way, no, you can't do that. Little did I know they'd send us on the road that Wednesday. But having said that, Jack, it is a good thing. Like, to come out of the gate with ACC basketball.
So you play 2 games that week?
We'll play 1.
Just 1?
Yeah, only 1 game, and then you'll play in early December. So you'll get 2 in before Christmas.
All right.
But the whole league, all but 1 team will play.
And the college basketball will be focused on you guys.
It'll be focused. We don't have an opening day in college basketball. It's been hard. We don't have an opening day. We piece it together
March
with these
Madness,
tournaments.
which practices.
Yeah, so let's have an opening ACC basketball out of the gate. Now, when we're flying down to wherever we're flying on that Tuesday, remind me I said that on the radio show next year.
Especially, I won't even throw out suggestions because they may listen and make it happen. Dane Goodwin, freshman swingman out of Upper Arlington, Ohio, joins us right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show live from O'Rourke's Public House.
The only time you contact your insurance company is when something bad happens. But at West Bend, we try to make sure your worst day is not so bad after all. If your area is affected by extreme weather, our storm response team will be on the scene quickly with Responder, our state-of-the-art office on wheels. And you can easily report claims to us 24 hours a day, toll-free. That's what we mean when we say the worst brings out our best. To find out more about West Bend, go to thesilverlining.com.
When the lane's packed on the court, you go to the open player. When the lane's packed on the highway, you go to ProPilot Assist, the 2019 Nissan Road. Now with available Nissan intelligent mobility technologies like ProPilot Assist that can start and stop in highway traffic all on its own. Nissan Road, for the win. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. ProPilot Assist is an available feature and cannot prevent collisions. Always monitor traffic conditions. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. See owner's manual for safety information.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
The two most recognized names in orthopedic and sports medicine have teamed up to form Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance. South Bend Orthopedics and OSMC are now Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance, offering patients access to more than 40 physicians in 7 state-of-the-art locations with no referral required. As one entity, they will collaborate with a broader group, sharing experiences and ideas so you'll receive the best care possible. Although Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance is a new name, they're still committed to the community they've served for over 70 years. For more information, visit ascendantortho.org.
If your superpower is making pizza disappear, then you've got to try Papa John's new Italian Hero Pizza. Featuring a creamy Italian sauce covered with epic portions of pepperoni, salami, Roma tomatoes, onions, banana peppers, and topped with 4 delicious cheeses. It's like an Italian Hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large Italian Hero Pizza for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee extra.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by TireRack.com. Our guest tonight, freshman swingman guard forward Dane Goodwin. In a normal recruiting class, he would be super famous right now. This guy was the 2018 Ohio Mr. Basketball, the 2018 Gatorade Ohio Player of the Year, the 2018 USA Today Ohio Player of the Year, third team USA Today National All-American, and he's a member of the most decorated recruiting class in certainly Coach Brey's history. If Digger's listening, he'd probably argue, but so I'll give him top 3 or 4 classes all time at Notre Dame. Talk about how this came about.
Well, you know, we're fortunate, and Dane's a story. He's kind of an interesting story of how crazy recruiting is. He was committed to Ohio State in 9th grade. You know, he's a Columbus, Ohio native. His mom works at the Ohio State University. So they had him locked up, and Thad Matta, who's a heck of a guy and a heck of a coach and a good friend, was let go. And so he kind of opened his recruitment, and we were able to get him. And had a great high school career, comes from great bloodlines. His dad was a heck of a player at Dayton, a very good player.
I actually did a couple of his
did some games
way back in the day.
Damon Goodwin, he's the coach at Capital University in Columbus. But, you know, the guy is the son of a coach, feel for the game, fundamentally sound, plays the game older than a freshman because he's just been so well coached and has a great feel. And I'm just excited about where he can be by the end of this season. He is a big, big part of things right now.
We live in an era where most top-ranked recruits, and Dane, you're certainly one of them, want immediate and great amounts of playing time. You knew Notre Dame was far down the road with Robbie Carmody. You knew Robbie was probably going to come here. You didn't care. Why?
I think it's a couple of things. I knew Robbie was coming here, and before I committed, I kind of talked with Robbie about that a little bit, and I knew coming here, it's all kind of a little bit of a process, and those freshmen normally don't play as much. I knew that coming in, and the way Coach Brey and all the coaches around here develop guys. I just kind of wanted to be all a part of that process, and get to play here at Notre Dame.
Now, certainly, he's too young. To me, it was just a few years ago, but Chris Quinn from Columbus. Are you familiar at all with Chris? Have you met him or his dad? Because his dad remains a huge Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, I know Chris a little bit. I actually met him on campus this past fall. I've known of him for a while. He's actually from my arch rival high school. So that goes back a couple of years. And meeting him this year was pretty cool.
Hopefully it helps a little bit. One of our best affiliates for the Inside Notre Dame Basketball Show is Sports Time Ohio, which airs in Columbus.
In Columbus.
And actually, I've been told airs more than the Ohio State shows, probably because we give it away on a barter basis, but because I know the Quins still watch it all the time. So all your friends and family can certainly keep up. They can watch this online. It'll be posted tomorrow. You really came on in the last 4 non-conference games, and that includes Purdue. Big game against Purdue, averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds a game those last 4 conference games.
Yeah, I just thought the Purdue game on that stage, under those lights, I thought he was fabulous, and I think he's kind of gotten into new territory now. And I think there's been a little bit of an adjustment through the first 2 league games for him, but he'll adjust because he's got too good a feel of the game. He's too tough. And I love the fact right now he's not turning down open shots. I was on him all preseason about not turning down good shots because he's a good shooter, but he can drive it. He rebounds it. He's got great strength. And again, a feel for the game that's older than most freshmen.
You were 77th on the final ESPN player rankings out of high school, very highly ranked in all the top hundreds. What's been the toughest adjustment for you to college basketball?
I would say the toughest adjustment has to be the speed of the game. Going from that high school level not to college. Everybody kind of talks about it. That's the biggest adjustment. It really has. Those guys are bigger, quicker, faster, stronger, and I'm still getting used to that a little bit. And it's all kind of part of that process.
Talk to me about the chemistry on this team, because again, there are 6 basically new members, if you include Juwan, who didn't get to play much last year, but you look like a really close group.
Yeah, it's definitely a different narrative, and coming in with these freshmen and Juwan kind of being a part of that class too has been a little bit different, but good in ways. And I think it all starts with the upperclassmen. They've really helped us out a lot, and just kind of getting into that flow of that kind of college life.
If you were putting together the scouting report on Dane Goodwin, what would it be?
I think I bring a little bit of everything to the table. Shooter, but being able to drive it and kick. I think those are a couple of things that I bring to the table, and defensively here and there, and rebounding. So. And
that last thing. Because on Coach Brey, a couple of years ago, I said, what's your biggest concern? You looked at me and goes, you've been around here long enough. What's our concern all the time is where is the rebounding going to come from? How is that important to have a guy as versatile as Dane, who some games you have been really impressive going in among the trees and not just getting good position, but muscling people for rebounds.
Yeah, he has a great offensive rebounding instinct. He's a good defensive rebounder too, but his offensive rebounding instinct is really, really good, and he's gotten us some second shots. And you're right, he gets in there and does it with some big physical guys and is really able to do it. One of the things I've been really impressed with him, I think, where he's trended is his assist to turnover has really jumped up, and he's really good with the ball, which is something we really value because we lost Rex, who was a almost 3-to-1 assist to turnover guy. Prentice and TJ Gibbs are really good with the ball. He's starting to fill that role to have another guy who can get in there and make plays but take care of the ball.
Back with more with Dane Goodwin right after this timeout. The Mike Brey Radio Show live from O'Rourke's Public House.
Troyer Carpets, your family-owned local flooring retailer, is the proud partner of Shaw Floors, the industry leader in flooring products for more than 40 years. Troyer Carpets offers exceptional carpets, hardwood, laminate, tile, stone, waterproof vinyl products, and more. Check them out at TroyerCarpets.com and call for a free estimate today. Don't forget to visit their state-of-the-art showroom and 10,000 square foot warehouse in Goshen, filled with in-stock deals that you simply do not want to miss. Go blue and gold!
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee or visit GulfstreamCoach.com.
Hike! You don't have to rush 100 yards for refills or snacks when you join us for our football watch parties on Saturdays at Kankakee Grill at Four Winds South Bend. Enjoy food and drink features while watching your favorite South Bend college football games. And experience every flag, dash, sack, and touchdown this season at Kankakee Grill. We've got every game, every Sunday. It's football, food, and fun at Four Winds Casino, South Bend.
Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Kurt Outdoor Living wants to help you transform your yard into a dream come true. Kurt can deliver bulk hardwood mulch in a variety of colors and textures safe for plants and animals. Dreaming of a new outdoor kitchen? The professionals at Kurt Outdoor Living can help you from planning to purchase to install. Visit their outdoor showroom to see the wide variety of patio pavers, retaining walls, fire features, grills, outdoor kitchen appliances, arbors, and awnings. 2129 West Wilden Avenue in Goshen. KurtOutdoorLiving.com.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. Not only is Dane Goodwin a very good basketball player, but he's already set for business and life. A 3-time letter winner in the sport of golf in high school. Some pretty good courses around the Columbus area.
Yep.
Have you played the Memorial?
I have played Muirfield. That was a great track, and just being able to get out there and get a little time away has been great for me.
Now, Coach is one of the few head coaches that doesn't play a whole lot of golf. He hosts the golf tournament and rides around in a golf cart, basically.
Yeah, he can really play. Who on our team? Has anybody got any game on our team?
A little bit. I'd say John Mooney.
Oh, yeah, because Johnny's dad's a big golf guy, an Orlando guy. Yeah.
I know Harold likes to golf, but I hear conflicting reports about whether he can golf.
You know what they say, never hire an assistant coach who has golf clubs in his trunk. Yeah, right? He'd be out there too much. He wouldn't be on the phone recruiting, so never do that.
Quick aside, Al McGuire used to go around the country and speak, and he spoke at Century Center. This is now 25 years ago. And he said, never trust, what did he say? He said, anybody that drives around with golf clubs in their trunk is going to be a failure in life. And he got booed doing that in South Bend because this is a great golf town. There's lots of courses around here. All right, let's run the fast break with you. First car you ever drove?
2007 Chevy Tahoe.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Darius Rucker.
Who's your role model?
LeBron James.
One thing the public will be surprised to learn about you.
I am a good golfer.
Favorite thing to do when you're relaxing?
Go out on the lake.
Favorite part of practice?
Probably the warm-up.
Worst part of practice?
Kills.
Best part of your game?
Shooting.
Part of your game you need to work on?
Defensively.
What's better, a highlight film dunk, blocking a key shot, grabbing a big rebound, or dishing out a key assist?
Dishing out a key assist.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
Kill wins it.
That's becoming the answer for that question this year. Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey?
Coach Blanis.
Yep. Bing, bing, bing. That does not change year to year.
Yep.
Just a comment on each of the other staff members. Ryan Ayers.
He's really helped me. Works with the guards all the time, and he's a big part of our development.
Eric Atkins.
He's always around. He's kind of the guy we always go to talk to, and he's also helped us here and there.
Ryan Humphrey.
Hump's always interesting to talk to. He's done a great job with the bigs too, and their development.
Harold Swanigan.
Swanee, say that. He's always like kind of the guy you go and talk to as well. He's always fun to be around, and he's always giving good insight as well.
Toughest Notre Dame player to guard?
TJ Gibbs.
Best defender on the team?
Rex Pflueger.
Best leaper on the team?
Robbie Carmody.
Best dunker on the team?
Robbie Carmody.
Worst dunker on the team?
Me.
Best dresser on the team?
Rex Pflueger.
Worst dresser on the team?
Robbie Carmody.
Best singer on the team?
TJ Gibbs.
Worst singer on the team?
John Mooney.
Best comedian on the team?
Prentice Hub.
Guy who thinks he's a comedian but really isn't funny?
John Mooney.
Beard growing competition, who wins, you or Coach Brey?
Oh, Coach Brey, not even close.
We're both a little clean today. Yeah.
Dane, outstanding job.
Good
It's
job,
a pleasure
buddy.
calling your games. Looking forward to a number of great seasons coming up. We'll be back to wrap up this edition of the Mike Brey Radio Show right after this final timeout.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
Want entertainment designed just for you? Then check out customizable streaming TV from Xfinity. It makes your life simple, easy, awesome.
Xfinity gives you customizable streaming TV options. Enjoy the most free shows anywhere on any device, and even access your streaming apps right on your TV with X1. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to learn more. Restrictions apply.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold-out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
We are back at the Mike Brey Radio Show. Notre Dame has beaten Boston College 11 straight times. They haven't lost since they were at BC in 2004. Now, there's a 9-year gap in there. BC lost Jerome Robinson, 13th pick in the NBA of the LA Clippers. He's actually in the G League right now, but they can still be explosive, and they're coming off an eye-opening thrashing at the hands of top-ranked Virginia.
Yeah, they're got some old guys. They're fighting and looking for a win in the league like us. We're both scratching and clawing to get a league win. They're gifted offensively. They run their stuff. Defensively, they're going to change defenses on us. And, you beat them 11 in a row. You got to be ready to go. So, again, it would be a great win for us. It would be a league win for us, and we could use one.
And they have 4 guys averaging double figures, so they can score it. Certainly, there is the undercurrent. It's a unique rivalry. There's a special flavor of dislike, maybe more coming from the BC side than the Notre Dame side. Noon game, I've been impressed with how good your guys have been at noon, but even as an announcer, I feed off the energy, and if the building doesn't have any energy, it's hard to get going. How important is the crowd Saturday?
We need our crowd, man, and I think our crowd knows we need them. They know, they look at our young guys and go, we got to be good for them, and it's going to be a neat day with Bob Whitmore. Come out and let's get this first league win.
Mike, thank you so much, folks. Thanks for coming out tonight. We're back again Thursday. Noon game Saturday, Purcell against BC, and then Tuesday night against Carolina. Lots to talk about next Thursday. Until then, thanks so much for listening. Good night and go Irish.
The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by the experts at TireRack.com, was brought to you by Vivid Seats, First Source Bank, St. Joseph Health System, West Bend Insurance,